The Chicago Bears suffer an embarrassing, hurtful, and downright disrespectful loss to the Green Bay Packers to open up their season. We're going to talk about it. Who were some of the studs in that game? Some positives to pull away from it, but it's going to be a lot of negatives. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize, holding it down for the squad. You guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, man. The Chicago Bears suffered a just embarrassing loss to the Green Bay Packers last night, a loss where every facet of the game was affected. The Green Bay Packers, who, have a extremely solid, above average rushing attack, right? Didn't even necessarily have to rely on their rushing attack to tear apart the Bears defense. The Green Bay Packers in the game last night, 32 carries for only 92 total yards as a team last night running the ball. But when it comes to the passing, Jordan Love, they picked apart the Bears' zone defense, which just is what it is. Jordan Love, 15 of 27 in this game, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, sacked only once in that game with a QB rating of 123.2. A game that, saw Justin Fields play terrible. Justin Fields, 24-37, so shout out to the Bears for passing a lot more, even though most of those plays were screen plays. 216 yards from Justin Fields in that game, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times, 17 QB pressures by that offensive line. Also, a timely fumble as well from Justin Fields. It was overall an embarrassing night by the Chicago Bears. And on top of that, only targeting DJ Moore 2 times. Cole Kmet got 7 targets, 5 receptions for 44 yards, but again, not a lot. Darnell Mooney looked pretty good. 4 receptions, 53 yards, 1 touchdown from Darnell Mooney, and Roschon Johnson played great. Both of their names are going to be listed when we talk about the positives from this game. But overall, the story that's coming out and that you're going to hear a lot of Bears fans talk about consistently after this loss was the play calling by Luke Getsy. It was downright disrespectful. It was downright disgusting. It was downright Maggie-nitis light. Matt Nagy. What the fuck am I talking about? Matt Nagy. It was Matt Nagy like. That's what it is. It was disgusting. Luke Getsy looked like absolute shit. And I talked so much this offseason about not only did we need to see Justin Fields step up, but we also needed to see Luke Getsy step up as a play caller. We did not see that. We got comments from Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus in regards to kind of the plays in the offense overall. Justin Fields saying this: it sucks. Rivalry week 1 going against the Packers. I mean, it sucks. Nobody's in good spirits. This one hurts. I'm not going to lie to you. It definitely sucks. But in the grand scheme of things, you've got to look at the bigger picture. We have 16 games to go in the regular season. We got a lot of room to improve, a lot of room to grow. And I think that's what we're going to do as long as we keep the positive attitude, keep our mentality, keep pushing for greatness each and every day. We'll be fine, but it definitely hurts. Not only because it's the first game of the season, it's a loss, but it's a loss to the Packers. Just want to say sorry to the teammates, all the fans that were rooting for us, but we'll bounce back. We'll be good. Is that true? Right? And then Justin Fields also went on to say that, the game plan was for short passes, right? The game plan was to attack the outside, things like that. And the fact of the matter is, Luke Getsy, and he's not the only bad in this game. I want to be clear in that. I'm not putting this loss totally on Luke Getsy because the defense had its shortcomings as well. But Luke Getsy's play calling left so much to be desired, and he deserves all the bit of scrutiny that he's getting from Chicago Bears Twitter, social media, everything. It was terrible. Luke Getsy was an op last night. Last night, he was one of the biggest weapons for the Green Bay Packers, his former team, because his play calling left so much to be desired. It was downright disgusting. That just is what it is, right? And, I'm glad that I didn't, do this episode immediately after the game yesterday, and I had to go do Bleacher Report, so I wasn't on the post-game show until the end on this channel because it allowed me some time to step away, right? Some time to step away, remove my emotions from it because, as you guys know, like I say, I live and breathe the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears are such an emotional thing for me that, seeing this team play and perform in the way that they did against our rivals on top of that was just, it was mind-boggling. It was nasty. It was disgusting. Now, we also got comments from head coach Matt Eberflus in regards to this. He was on ESPN 1000 yesterday. He said that the offense needed to take more shots down the field. We certainly need to threaten the defense down the field, and we will get that done. So hopefully that is a big focus for this team in the next week of practice, is to take more shots and opportunities down the field. this has left a lot of Bears fans to talk about. Luke Getsy's play calling. Is it just that Luke Getsy's a terrible offensive coordinator? Is it that he's trying to cover up the mistakes and the shortcomings of a quarterback, Justin Fields? And here's what I'll say. Regardless of any of that, you still need to take shots down the field. If you have to run such a limited playbook to protect your quarterback in Justin Fields, it's downright disgusting. If you're just a bad offensive coordinator and you can only run so screenplays and you couldn't find a way to change the game plan when you saw that it wasn't working, if you're so tied in to what I guess was your game plan coming in that when it's not working and you're getting your asses kicked, you can't adapt from it, this ain't the job for you. That just is what it is. Now, I will also say all the things that we heard about Justin Fields, the command of the offense, calling audibles, which he did call an audible in yesterday's game that did lead to a touchdown. But in all of that that's being said, we didn't see much of it. We didn't see a lot of it at all. And yes, it's only one game. Am I changing my complete and utter outlook on the Chicago Bears because of one game? No. But it was a game to the Packers. It was a game that started off your season on your home field. And it sucks to start off the season this way. It does. In one of the most lopsided games in the opening week of the NFL season. And, it's unfortunate. And the Packers now are going to hold those bragging rights as they should. And it is they've earned that right until the last game of the season. And so, they're going to say we're going to get the ownership is changed to Jordan Love and all that, because guess what? At least right now, it appears that to be true. And so, the Bears are going to have to get it together. They're going to have to pull it together in practice this upcoming week, come up with a better game plan, come up with a better plan of attack. And for God's sake, go to DJ Moore more often. That's what you got to do. It's unacceptable. But Allen Williams as well. Let's be clear here. The defensive play calling left a lot to be desired. The defense had its flashes, right? But you got completely picked apart by Jordan Love. Not a rookie quarterback per se, but the first-year starting quarterback, you got picked apart. That their offensive coordinator and coaches, they picked apart the Chicago Bears defense. They could get whatever they wanted once they figured out where to attack that zone defense. And the Bears had no recourse for it, right? So, we'll see. It's good to see Yannick Ngakoue get to the quarterback in week one. It was good to see that. It's good to see him have multiple tackles for a loss as well. Tremaine Edmonds looked okay as well. Didn't pop out the screen or anything, but 8 tackles, 7 total, 2 tackles for a loss from Tremaine Edmonds. But there were times where he got blown up and got caught out of position as well. So overall, the Bears got a lot of work to do. And this work that needs to be done needs to happen immediately. We need to see a different type of attack. We need to see a different level of focus. We need to see a different level of execution, right? The offensive line was a net negative. That is one of, and I guess we'll go ahead and transition into it now. The offensive line was absolutely trash. So when we're talking about some of the negatives out of this game, 17 QB pressures, multiple penalties, most of coming from Braxton Jones. Darnell Wright, the rookie tackle that we expected him to have some trouble, but again, it wasn't good for him either. It was a lot of struggles for the Chicago Bears offensive line. And yeah, I'm not going to put, because Justin Fields still made his mistakes, I'm not putting it all on the offensive line, but they do have their share in it as well. Like, it was bad. It was bad yesterday from the offensive line, and it looked much like last season. It didn't look like much changed at all for the Chicago Bears, and that, my friends, is one of the biggest concerns there, because if your offensive line is going to continue looking like absolute utter dog shit, man, it's bad. Another one right to go along with that offensive line, Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool looked like garbage yesterday. He got blown by so many times. His pass pro, his role in that, his blocking was absolute shitty. It just was. And, 2 targets, 0 catches from him. It is what it is, man. Chase Claypool looked like garbage yesterday. And another one, Justin Fields didn't look good. Everything that we've heard about command of the offense, everything, like, he absolutely extended plays. We had a drive where we got 3 first downs in a row, and Justin Fields was a big part of all of that. I want to be clear in that. And he passed more times in yesterday's game than what he passed for the majority of last season. So I understand that. But the fumble, the pick six, listen, you got to hold that. Justin Fields was not good. Not good at all. And, it just is what it is there. He did not look good, and he did not look poised. He did not look like all the things that we've heard and hoped that we were going to see. We didn't see it. But 2 of the biggest duds as well in this game you got to talk about was overall both the coordinators, Allen Williams and Luke Getsy, both got to get their shit together, period. And if they're not going to get it together, you got to get up out of town. That just is what it is in this case. If you're not going to get more and better out of it, if you're not going to call better plays, if you're not going to adjust well, it's looking bad for you. It does, and like I said, this loss isn't all on Justin Fields. He has a big part on it. Let me be clear here. But there were so many opportunities in this game, and even in that third quarter, when we went down the field, we got that touchdown. We then got the 2-point conversion. The Bears were down by 10 with a whole quarter plus left. It seemed like, hey, this was the opportunity that the Bears could show some things. They could show some grit, determination, win or lose, and everything after that was garbage. Everything after it was garbage. So the Bears got a lot of work to do, man, but offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, bad. Chase Claypool, bad. Offensive line, bad. Defense overall, bad. Justin Fields, bad. And let's hope that this is one of the last times this season where we talk about all those things being bad at the same exact time, right? There are going to be games where that's going to happen, but when you're talking about all those facets of the game all being bad in the same game, it's going to be hard to win games like that. The third down conversions for the Chicago Bears, absolutely garbage in that too. We couldn't stay on the field to save our lives, and we couldn't get the damn Green Bay Packers off the field, right? Those are things that you definitely need to work on. 3 for 13 on third down conversions were the Chicago Bears. 9 of 16 were the Green Bay Packers. Listen, it's not going to get it done. Fourth down efficiency, both teams 1 and 2 in that one, so that is what it is. But this is a game where if you look at the raw statistics, right? If you just look at the box score and look at the stats, right? The Bears, more plays, not too far off from total yards. It is like, but the game was so far out of reach, it wasn't even close. Total yards, 329 for the Packers, 311 for the Bears. Total plays, 60 for the Green Bay Packers, 70 for the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears had 22 first downs to Green Bay having 15. But guess what? The Bears also had more possession time than the Green Bay Packers. But that does not signify that the Bears were ever in that game, and that is the disgusting part of it. The Bears got to go in. They got some things that they really need to figure out next week before we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because I tell you what, it ain't getting no easier for us. Now, I do want to end it, and this is, a personal thing. I do want to end it on positive notes, right? And the biggest positive that we can pull out from this game, Roschon Johnson is absolutely ready. I'm not saying that he needs to be the running back 1 immediately or anything like that, but when you look at how he was used in the passing game, how he was used in the running game, the fact that he was probably the best running back last night as well, like Roschon Johnson is showing when he cracked that tackle as well. Man, listen, Roschon Johnson looking pretty damn good. 5 carries for 20 yards from Roschon Johnson, 1 touchdown. In the passing game from Roschon Johnson, 6 receptions, 35 yards overall. In that, he was targeted 7 times. Listen, Roschon is definitely ready to go. He's definitely ready to contribute for the Chicago Bears team. And I'm not saying, like I said, that he's ready to be the running back 1, but he's definitely ready to be a big part of that Chicago Bears offense. Absolutely. Luke Getsy, Matt Eberflus need to make sure that they figure out a way to get Roschon Johnson more snaps next week. Darnell Mooney, good game from Darnell Mooney as well, right? 4 catches, 53 yards, a touchdown. Listen, the chemistry, whether it's the chemistry and the familiarity between him and Justin Fields or whatever it is, it was evident. He was good out there last night. Can't take away from that one. TJ Edwards as well. Monster game from him last night. I love the way that he performed. 14 total tackles did he have in that game. TJ Edwards was the best linebacker last night, in my humble opinion. You guys can let me know what you think on that one. Another positive on the defensive side, Yannick Ngakoue. Just, like I said, did the things that we paid him to do. That's what it comes down to. He did the things that we paid him and brought him here to do. And because of that, you got to get a positive. 4 total tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a QB hit, and a sack. Listen, Yannick Ngakoue was out there balling. And I heard some people as well talk about Cole Kmet having a bad game. Cole Kmet, to me, had a quietly good game Sunday. When you look at the second most targets on the team, most receptions for 5 for 44 yards, only second to Darnell Mooney in that. He had 1 rushing attempt as well early in the game on a trick play. Didn't turn into anything, but again, and not too many chances and signs of him getting blown up on that offensive line. Cole Kmet as well had a pretty damn good game, in my opinion, last night as well for the Chicago Bears as well. But everything other than that, mad questionable, man. Mad questionable. I guess Carl Santos as well, for being the only person to score for the Chicago Bears in the first half of the game. But other than that, we got a lot left to work on. The Bears got some work to do this week. We'll see how they come in and prepare in the week leading up to the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But hey, listen, It's the Bears hopefully they can't get no worse than last night. Let's hope that if they can get worse than last night, we're in for a long season. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Make sure you're following the show at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for our mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like we like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down, because we're really down right now, man. But yeah, other than that, love you guys, man. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.